Rayz Dayz, episode 146. This is a weekly diary podcast hosted by me, Ray Taylor. Let's get into what I am thankful for this week. At the end of every episode, I want to highlight something I'm thankful for. Been doing this for a few months. Obviously, so easy to be negative and to be critical of the things in life. And I want to make sure to highlight something that I'm happy about, that I'm thankful for. And in this episode, I am thankful for Ray at Night, which is the monthly art show that I used to participate in North Park, San Diego. It was held on a street that was named Ray. So, of course, my name being Ray, the event being called Ray at Night, the event taking place on Ray Street, the entire time living in San Diego, I always wanted to participate in that event, and I finally did, like a year or two before I completely left San Diego to follow my dreams as a podcaster, to follow my dreams as an artist. I participated in Ray at Night, which was a lot of fun, very educational. It's an event that no longer exists, sadly. I was connected with an old friend in San Diego fairly recently, and she told me that she lives in North Park and Ray at Night no longer exists, which was a bummer. When I stopped participating is when they changed the people who were the organizers of it, and I just no longer would get an answer. It was impossible to schedule or to get, I don't know. It just didn't work out. It was a bummer. I didn't want to stop, but the way the people that were organizing it changed things up, and I couldn't do it anymore. Wasn't able to do it, but it was an event that I attended many times, participated in many times, went to it before I participated, went to it as just a spectator to see all of the amazing art. It's a great place to take people to look at art, and it always inspired me to see what other artists were doing and to see the creativity. So it was a lot of fun. And then even being able to participate in it was a long-time goal of mine, and to be able to do that for a year on a monthly basis, at least a year. I learned a lot. I still have my canopy. I still have, my card reader, my square card reader. I know what I know what it's like, right? I've experienced that kind of thing, putting up a canopy and selling your stuff and seeing all the different kinds of assumptions and interpretations of your work. And back then, I sold some original art, but mostly what I sold were these things called 40 sacks that were brown paper bags that you would put a 40-ounce malt liquor in, right? But I printed up original artwork on them, and most people were buying them for like designer lunch bags for their kids. So I also sold a lot of shirts, but those were the things that sold the most. Didn't really sell a whole lot of art. I also had like a giveaway table of like these 4x6 prints of my art, of some artwork, and I had like a little donation bucket with like stickers and business cards, and just that donation bucket would make good money every time I did it too. So there was a lot of little lessons learned doing that thing, and it also kind of gave birth to this mindset that I have that helps to do these things that I don't want to do, right? I know I should do it. Like, basically the idea is splitting myself into two people, right? There's the manager side and there's the employee side. And the manager side's easy to know the things that you should be doing, that needs to get done. And then there's the employee side of doing those things, following through on those things. And I think a lot of people who are, whether they're an artist or just self-employed, or want to be self-employed, or want to be a podcaster, or want to be this or that, they think that they all of a sudden become the worst employees for themselves, right? If they were working for somebody else, they would go above and beyond to do the thing that needs to get done. But for themselves, they end up being horrible employees. They end up being lazy. They end up cutting corners, right? So they have the manager side. The manager side's easy. It's easy to see what needs to get done or what you should do in a lot of cases. It's way more difficult to actually execute those things because you're having to overcome anxiety, doubt, all of these things that if you were just employed by somebody, you would just do whatever they told you to do. And if it, you would try and do your best. And you got to have that same kind of mentality for what you're doing. And when I started doing those art shows, like having to get everything prepped, having to go and set everything up, and then having to be customer service for yourself, selling your stuff, and then having to break everything down, you have to be a good employee to yourself. And so many people think that if by doing your own thing, you get to be lazy. And it's like, it should be the complete opposite. That should be when you work harder than you ever worked before, right? Why would you give your time to somebody who doesn't care about you, who's just paying you, and do a better job than you would be for yourself to like fulfill a dream of your own, right? Just be a good employee for yourself. And that I think helps out when, whether you have fear, whether you're procrastinating, to understand that you need to separate yourself and you need to be that good employee. You need to do the boring things. You need to do the things you don't want to do, but you should do, right? And that's that separation, right? And I enjoyed it, I didn't like setting up, didn't like tearing it down, but I got, got used to it. I, met some good people that also participated in the thing, and it was cool. And I wish I had continued. I wish I still had, I wish, I was back in San Diego and was still able to do it. It was a lot of fun. And of course, being Ray at night, my name is Ray. It worked really well. I'm very just thankful for that experience. And, it just it prepared me for what I hope to start doing again, and to help, not only to sell stuff, to build a local audience, but also to promote my website, to promote this podcast, to do all the things that I'm doing now, and to just kind of put that out there for everybody to see, and hopefully we'll add to success and all those things. But yeah, that's the plan, is to hopefully participate in these upcoming live events, and hopefully be successful and allow me to grow locally and just kind of open up more opportunities to get my art in new places, to sell my art, and to just, make people aware, to market what I'm doing, to get more eyeballs on what I'm doing, because that's the main thing. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next Saturday for another episode of Rayz Dayz.
New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.